As you guys know, we've been witness to a blockbuster in Major League Baseball over the last few days. The Miami Marlins acquired Luis Arraez from the Minnesota Twins in exchange for Pablo Lopez and a pair of prospects, most notable Jose Salas, the 19-year-old shortstop, who was Miami's number 5 overall in the system. The deal itself doesn't surprise me. This wasn't a spur-of-the-moment, out-of-the-blue deal that just got cooked together in a span of moments. These two sides had been negotiating trade talk for several weeks, with always the main pieces being Arraez to Miami, Lopez to Minnesota. Other pieces had been floated around as trade chips. At one point, we heard Max Kepler possibly could be headed to South Beach. That didn't wind up happening. What surprises me about this, though, is how critical the general consensus has been towards the Marlins for making this deal. Now, Minnesota fans hate it. They have just absolutely shit all over it. They hated giving up Arraez, and it's easy to understand why. But why the criticism of the Marlins? That's where I'm really confused here. If you look at this team's biggest need in the offseason, they needed somebody that puts the bat on the ball. They need somebody that is a complete contact hitter, even if they don't hit for power. And, Arraez is never going to hit 30, 40 homers. He's not to be confused with Pete Alonso or Aaron Judge. But what this man does is puts the bat to ball. He gets on base, okay? Last year, the Marlins as a team had a combined batting average of .230. Luis Arraez hit .316. Okay? That's not insignificant. Hell, the Marlins' only hitter that I think hit above .260 last year was Garrett Cooper, and he hit .261. Nobody hit above .261. Only 2 batters hit above .250. And I'm talking regulars. Okay? This team does not have good contact hitters. They just got one of the best in baseball. They just got a guy who won the AL batting title, who won a Silver Slugger. Okay? And by the way, we talk about he doesn't hit home runs. His OPS is at around 8. That's not bad, guys. This isn't, Love Tapper that gets, routine singles. By the way, he's 25 years old. He's under contract until the 2026 season. I'm confused where the criticism comes from. I mean, I get Pablo Lopez shows signs of being a really good pitcher at times, But realistically, though, where does he fit into the Twins rotation? He's, their number 3? I'm sorry, I don't think he's better than Joe Ryan. I don't think he's better than Kenta Maeda. And by the way, the Marlins have pitching for days. Days. They could afford to make this move. I'm just baffled. I really am. And I'm not saying I dislike the move for the Twins. I thought it was a fair get. I think this is more like a Jazz Chisholm for Zach Gallen deal than it is this robbery that people are talking about. People are giving the Marlins B's and C's. What are we doing? A 25-year-old that won a batting title isn't, worth more than what they gave up. They got fleeced. What the fuck are we talking about? So give your comments in the comment section below. Why am I wrong for saying that the Marlins, I think, did well in this deal? I'm going to say they won it. I mean, again, Lopez, last year he had 20 outings. Went 10-10. The guy has injury problems too. That's something to keep in mind. But you look at that rotation, okay? You got Sandy Alcantara at the top. He ain't going anywhere. Max Meyer, not far away. Sixto Sanchez coming off this, the IL this year. Hopefully going to get back into the promise we saw from him. You got guys like Edward Cabrera who are done everything they're going to do in the minors. I mean, this team has so much pitching, they don't know what to do with it. By the way, they signed Johnny Cueto. I mean, it's not like they're shorthanding themselves. They're not robbing Peter to pay Paul. And I can't stress it enough. The contact that Arraez will bring will make this team much better. Had a good run total last year, too. By the way, OBP, the guy's around 375. He does everything with the bat except hit it 500 feet. They got guys on their roster that can hit it 500 feet. That's why they went out and they signed Jorge Soler last year. All right? They got power. Jazz can hit with some pop. Jesus Sanchez can hit for some pop. if he ever gets his career turned around and shows what he was capable of, and shows glimpses of what he did at the beginning of last season. Power's not a problem. How they got guys in the farm that hit the ball for days in terms of hit it out of the park. They just, when they're not hitting it out of the park, they're not doing anything. Give me your thoughts in the comment section below. In the meantime, I'm JP. We'll talk soon.